Hello students, this is Science, Unit 3, Chapter 1, from page 161 until 163, Lesson 2. Alright, we talked about that we have two changes in matter. We talked about the first change in the previous lesson, that was changes that don't form new kinds of matter. We talked about cutting, mixing, and washing. Those changes, they do not form new kinds of matter. But today we will talk about the second change. The second change are changes that form new kinds of matter. These changes, they form new kinds of matter, like cooking, burning, and rusting. Alright, let's talk about each one of them. But first, let me show you the picture. This is cooking. As you can see, this is a cake. This is burning. As you can see, this is burning paper. And here, this is rusting an iron. Let's talk about all of them. The first one is cooking. Let's go to cooking. Cooking often forms new kinds of matter. In cooking, you get new kinds of matter. When flour, eggs, milk, and oil make a cake, a new matter is formed. When you make a cake out of those matters, when you mix eggs and butter and flour and salt and sugar and oil, you mix all those together, you put it in the oven, and you get a cake, right? A cake is a new kind of matter. So when you get a cake, a new kind of matter is formed. So cooking is changing matter, is getting a new kind of matter. The cake, when you get it, when you mix all those together in this picture, when you mix them all together and put it in the oven, you get this cake, for example. You get this cake here, right? Okay, the cake can never be eggs, flour, milk, and oil again. The cake can never be egg again, right? When you get this cake, when you take it out of the oven, can you make it back into eggs or sugar or flour or butter? No, you cannot change it back into eggs and sugar and butter and flour. You cannot change it back. This is forever changed. When you cook something, a new kind of matter is formed, like a cake. It can never be the same. It can never be eggs again. So that means cooking is forming new kinds of matter, unlike cutting, or washing, or mixing. Okay, the second type is called burning. Burning is also a change. It is also a change that forms new kind of matter. Let's see what burning means. Burning means setting something on fire. For example, when wood is burned, just like in the picture, we have wood burned. When wood is burned, new kinds of matter is formed, consisting of ashes and smoke. All right, you have wood. Let me highlight it. You burn it, okay, and it changes. New kinds of matter are formed, consisting of ashes and smoke. So when you burn wood, it becomes ashes and smoke. That means new kinds of matter is formed. How new kinds of matter formed? By burning. So now we studied two types of changes, changing by cooking and now changing by burning. Alright, ashes and smoke can never be wood again. When you burn this wood, it becomes ash and smoke. Can you make wood out of ash and smoke? No, it's forever changed. The wood is forever changed to ash and smoke. It's forever changed. New kinds of matter are formed. Let's talk about rusting. Rusting is the third type, the third change that form new kinds of matter. Okay, if you leave a piece of iron exposed to moist air, moist, it means wet. Let me write it next to it so you know it. Wet, it means wet, all right? If you leave a piece of iron exposed to moist air, that means wet air. If you expose it to wet air, you will observe that brown spots have formed on the iron. Do you see this car here? You leave this car outside in the moist air, and you will notice that a brown matter is formed. Do you see this brown matter on the car? It's a very unpleasant color. Like, people don't like this color, right? Because it's very unpleasant. It's not a nice color. This brown matter is rust. This is rust. This brown matter. It's a new kind of matter. It is formed by what? By rusting. So rust is formed by rusting. And how is rusting happens? It's happening by exposing iron to moist air, to wet air. All right. Rust is different than iron. Iron is not brown, but rust, it's brown. And it is not strong like iron. Iron is strong, but rust, it's not strong. It's not strong. Okay, here we have a question. It says, give 3 examples of changes that form new kinds of matter. I'll give you 3 examples of changes that form new kinds of matter. The first one that we studied was, let me see if you know it, I'll give you 2 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, the first one is called, sorry about that, cooking. That's the first change that form new kinds of matter, like cooking a cake. The second one, it's called burning, like burning wood. What forms? Ash and smoke forms, which is a new kind of matter. The last and the third one is here. You can cheat here, right? You can see it. The last one is called rusting. This is, oh, sorry about that, rusting. I forgot the T. Rusting, like rusting an iron, right? You have a car and it rusts. It rusts. So that's everything that you have to know in this lesson. I hope you understood everything, and if you did not understand something, just ask me in the class and I will explain it in detail for you. Alright, I'm Daban Muhammad, and that is our science class. Thanks for listening. Have a good time.